Hello, folks, ladies and gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Welcome to another episode of Golden Pillars. Your hosts Abdullah Ghori and Haroon are here.
Thank you.
Last week we talked about in our last episode we talked about seniors living in senior homes, old age, nursing, whatever you want to call them. So many different names these days that get floated around. And we talked about how depression can engulf their livelihood in those final years of their lives. A lot of them, again, we don't want to get into the topic of why they've ended up here, but a lot of them don't have the choice to go back to their homes, and are now stuck in a position of spending whatever life they have left in that new environment, however strange it may be. So today, Haroon, I wanted to maybe ask you what you think could be some solutions to overcome those moments of depression, those dark moments. How to keep themselves entertained, and how to, to stay away from getting
Even
more
deeper into the abyss.
Into the abyss. There you go.
I think that there's a structured, scheduled kind of a format that we can put together for our seniors, especially if they are in these old age homes. I want to precipice this by saying yes.
Yes.
That you were talking specifically about the transition of our elders moving from their homes into old age homes, but
right.
I'm also saying that that's just not. The inclination, if you will, is that it's only happening in old age homes, but it also happens in their own homes.
In their own homes, yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to specify that and to really reiterate that.
Because you can feel lonely
in your
own home, living amongst your own relatives,
because they're not their life.
That connection is gone.
In fact, Abdullah, that's even worse because you can see them going on a day-to-day basis. They're doing their own thing in their own lives.
Yeah.
And you're not part of any of it.
Exactly.
So you're watching that happen. So anyway, getting back to the point of at least the treatment or what we can do to sort of improve their scenarios.
Exactly.
I think that we can do sort of a scheduled program that we can put together for them. Entertainment basis.
Right.
You could be, in an old age home, play board games with them, music.
Yeah.
That you can have the children or the grandchildren come visit on specific dates and times, and make it a conscientious point to be doing that with your seniors, with your parents and your grandparents, and I sitting with them, playing music with them, playing chess and checkers with them, playing bingo with them.
Yeah.
And in some cases, in like South Asians, with Ludo or
Carom board. Yeah.
Scrabble, a whole bunch of games. So that should be something that should be designed, scheduled, and formatted.
Yeah. Exactly.
For them. That's one way to do it.
I know, yeah, you mentioned a lot of the good things there. Keeping yourself entertained, whether it's through games.
Sure. I'm just getting to the technical stuff.
Television shows.
Maybe
taking a lesson of some sort, learning how to play music.
Yeah.
Singing classes. I know at old age it's tougher, but I've seen clips of retirement homes where they have dance lessons.
They do have dance lessons, and that actually, and what's the word I'm looking for? Reinvigorates them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because it's good physical exercise.
Yeah. And
then sometimes it may not be your own spouse that you're dancing with, but you make that connection with another human being.
100%.
And there's no I don't want to use the word sexual inclination here, but it's just interacting with another soul. It's companionship.
Comfortability factor with whomever is there with you, and knowing that they're in the same boat you're in. You guys are going through the same circumstances.
Yeah.
And when you can share that together, I'll use an example of Abdullah. Someone who has cancer or like a disease. I know it's not really a tangent. I'm giving an example, an analogy. So many people around that person will give all kinds of different pieces
Pieces
of
of
advice
advice,
or
yeah.
all kinds
Maybe
of stuff
too
to
much
them,
advice
too
at
much.
times. Yep.
And it almost feels like you're sitting or living on an island because these people just don't understand you. It's the people that have the same condition as you
Right.
that you can bounce things off of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so in that same fashion, when you're in that environment in a fudger home or an old age home, you can understand and you can appreciate what they're going through, and they can appreciate what you're going through because there's an understanding there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's
No, I'll say we mentioned some really good things there. A big one that we did not mention yet, and I think we'll expand on that, is social media.
Oh,
Because
100%.
that won't just entertain old people; it entertains everything that moves these days.
It
But
really
what
does.
I just wanted to maybe mention something about what they shouldn't do in these circumstances, because a lot of people, especially our South Asians, or even Middle Eastern or Oriental races, may end up or may find going back home, like to their homeland, a solution. I would definitely discourage that.
Mhm.
That is not a solution. That's a lot of the time, most times, that will make your problems
Even worse.
even worse. Because now you're physically away from your family. You're in a different continent, and if you want to talk to someone, you'll have to fly, or they'll have to fly miles just to see you and have that human face-to-face
And
interaction.
it's not just that, Abdullah. When they do fly back, whatever they thought, whatever they remembered that place to be,
Yeah,
no longer is like that anymore.
exactly.
The people that you cherished and all the memories that you've had, that is no longer the case anymore because mostly maybe they've all passed away. Maybe
Yeah.
lives are different, so you'll find yourself almost alone.
Yeah,
And now you're not just alone, now you're isolated.
exactly.
You know,
Almost
7 seas
most
apart.
of the time, it'll be more detrimental to your current situation,
Yes.
and it will end up making you more depressed. So we do not endorse that or encourage that by any means.
Because I know that they're, trying to go after what they thought they had before, but the 2.0 version is not always the same, man.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, it never is. Never is.
You can't go back to that.
But again, let's come back to one of the biggest forms of entertainment in today's world, and that is not games, it's not dancing, it's not singing, it's social media, because that includes everything we just
TikTok,
mentioned.
baby. Insta, baby.
TikTok,
Twitter, baby.
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Snap.
Snap, man. Snap.
Yeah, the world's going Snap.
They're just going very snappy. Imagine those
But-
old people going snappy.
As much as we might hate, certain people would hate social media,
Right.
and I'm
Not
not
gonna name
I'm not
any
pointing
names.
any fingers,
Pointing any fingers to,
but it's a great thing. It's everything is a double-edged
Wow.
sword. The knife that can kill a person.
Yeah, I'll agree with that it is a double-edged sword.
It is a double-edged sword, but if you use that sword properly, it can be of great benefit. Spending time alone, sitting on a rocking chair, reminiscing over the past years, sometimes or most times will make you even more depressed.
Yes, it will.
Spend that time watching videos, watching people make you laugh, watching anything, and watching movies. Because that it really does, and I talk from my own experience.
Man, it's not just for elders, it's for us too.
It's for everyone. It's for everyone. I've been through some dark phases of my life, and just as recent as 2 years ago, I remember being in a place where I didn't feel like doing anything, and I just signed up for
remember you
TikTok,
told me that.
started making short videos, and then it kind of took off. I started to interact with people, complete strangers, virtual people I'll never meet. Some I did meet, but most of them who I'll never meet. It's still a human connection, whether virtual or real, is still a connection. It's so much more or so much better than not having a connection at all. Would you agree?
I would 100% agree with that, Abdullah. Because not having that connection is so damaging, man. It's so psychologically damaging.
Yeah.
I don't use TikTok as a venue or as a platform or a channel for my entertainment purposes. So therefore, for me, it's usually just.
But
television.
you would sometimes watch videos on YouTube.
Right? I'm sitting on the can watching, just TikTok it through, and just.
Yeah, you don't have to sign up to, or you don't have to start making videos at age 85.
Yeah,
but
watch them, entertain. I mean, you could spend literally. You look at the time and like an hour will go by, 2 hours will go by. You won't even feel it.
And I think that's a good thing, Because time
Well,
could be a real killer. If you're trying to kill time,
Yeah.
it kills you.
it kills you.
It kills you.
Time
Literally
can
sometimes.
kill. Time has not been defeated by anybody yet.
Yeah, it never stops. But if you start looking at time and wait for time to pass,
Yeah. And then you get a gray beard. Then you're in your 60s and 70s and 80s.
wrinkly skin,
And then, at
double
that
chin
point, hell, man. Just imagine what our folks went through, what your mom, what my parents went through. They go through that phase, right? They get into that transition, into that transition period, and they're like, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah.
So there's got to be something for them to do so that that they have a reason.
Yeah. But I guess again, we always want to have something for you to take away or
100%.
drive some sort of a point home. I think what we're trying to say is entertainment through social media is good for everyone. Whether you're a 2-year-old child who can't even speak yet, or a 90-year-old man who's losing his speech at that age.
Can we at least say that it's a double-edged sword?
No, we'll say that. That's, and again, I cannot disagree to that. But then again, everything else out there is a double-edged sword.
Wow. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
It's all how you treat it.
Yeah.
Like it's the gun. The gun isn't the murderer or the killer. It's the person who's handling the gun, correct? Is that what you're trying to get at?
Exactly. Because with that gun, you can kill someone who's trying to kill someone else, right?
Wow. Wow. Okay.
But anyways, we don't want to get philosophical here.
Yeah.
So other forms that, that I could think of is a lot of old folks will start to become more spiritual in old age. Look for that connection to that higher realm, to that power out there somewhere.
100%.
And that also soothes your mind. So it's really up to the individual. But again, at that age, maybe they're not senile enough to think of those things. So
that's being caught in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, but I'm this is a message to the youth to to go out there and help your children or your folks who you've put up in those homes.
Yeah.
To at least find these venues or avenues of entertaining themselves, keeping themselves busy and sane, because we're all going to be there one day.
We are, man.
Yeah.
And or we might be lucky and we won't be there.
Yeah, that
might be gone before
that would be lucky. A lucky escape, but
I just think that, like I told you in our previous segment, that it's a dangerous place to be, and how you tread. Be careful how you tread in that water. There's a lot of sharks in that water, and the sharks are not tangible things. The sharks are time. The sharks are loneliness.
Yeah.
The sharks are the realization of neglect. So you got to be very aware of these things.
Absolutely.
For your folks.
You'll have more reasons to become depressed at that age than not to.
Yep.
So you're gonna have to dig real deep to find those avenues, and that was the motive of our episode today. We wanted our old folks who hopefully are watching to be aware that there's a lot of things that you can do.
Yeah.
And I know you'll feel down certain times. You'll find yourself in a dark place. But darkness is, just the absence of light. There's always that light. If you look for it, you will find it. And again, if you can get some help, and again, I'm pointing my finger towards my youth, go out there and, at least if you can't spend time with them, give them something to spend time with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
And with that, once again, thank you for watching our episode. And hopefully there's a lesson to be learned for all of us, young or old. But keep yourself and your folks safe out there. And our prayers are with you.
100%. Thank you.
Thank you.